welcome to Late Night in the Lounge with your host, Jesse Flynn. And we're here for the second half of the Chargers Raiders game. It's been an interesting game so far, but the Chargers have got a commanding lead 17-6. Last game of the week 2 slate. And my picks for the Circa Millions are already, we got them up here. They were already played. We had a 3-2 week. Very easily could have been a 4-1 had Denver not gotten a personal foul penalty on that last second field goal. But, you take it the way it is. Baltimore handled their business easily. The Jets looked horrible. The 49ers, they did good. Mac Jones played well. The Saints, they're feisty, but it is what it is. And of course, as I predicted, the Atlanta Falcons got the dub in Minnesota. Put J.J. McCarthy out for a couple of weeks, which I don't really like. I hate injuries. I always want to see the best teams with the best players competing against each other. Nobody wants to see whatever his name is, Jake Browning, for the Bengals. You know what I mean? You want to see Joe Burrow and Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. You don't want to see Tyler Huntley and Jake Browning. You know what I mean? So it sucks for the Bengals, sucks for the Vikings. Someone was talking about they need to just go and get Kirk Cousins from the Falcons, which I honestly don't think that's a terrible idea. I know the Falcons would love to get rid of his contract, all that guaranteed money, and he had some very productive years with the Vikings. Their guy right now is Carson Wentz, which I hate Carson Wentz. He's so reckless. He never wants a play to end. But yeah, week 2 in the Circa, 3-2, could have been 4-1. Right now we're sitting at 4-6, and the top 5 for the Circa Millions went 2-3. So tough week all the way around. The Bucks won, and the Texans were a bigger favorite in that game. And then also we've got Chargers and Raiders are still going on. Chargers have a commanding lead, but let's see, 13. If they were to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and make it a 3-point game, the spread starts to come into play. But right now the Chargers are looking like the team. Geno Smith, man, throwing that interception. No, that wasn't his fault, but dude, when he gets in the red zone, especially, that's when Geno really drives me nuts. Here we go, third quarter, 4th-2, and the Chargers are going to go for it. And they're lining up like they're going to. Oh no! If that lineman would have moved, that would have been a free 5 yards. Oh, and they got it. Who is that? Is that Keenan Allen? Yeah, it is. You see the beard sticking out of his helmet. You know it's him. But so, yeah, the week 2 went well. Really wish it could have been 4-1. Man, that Jets play was terrible. I mean, at least the Broncos, it had to be some obscure, stupid, never before seen ending where the dude gets a free 15 yards on a 60-yard missed field goal to win the game. And Lutz missing that field goal when he doinked it off the upright. That was a killer, because then they're forced, it's 5-point lead, they're forced into a having to score a touchdown, and I don't think they make it. I don't think they get the TD. They barely made it to when they had to kick a 60-yarder before the penalty, so yeah, that game didn't bother me at all, if you can tell. But so how's everybody doing? I hope your weekends went well. Did anybody get uh, any big winners this weekend? I mean, I think the story of the weekend has been the injuries, man. You've got Brock Purdy for the 49ers, you've got Burrow for the Bengals, you've got McCarthy for the Vikings. Don't give it to Hampton. I'm going against a guy who has Hampton. He's beating me right now, and he has Hampton, and I have Brock Bowers. Bowers has not done anything. Obviously, the Raiders haven't even scored a touchdown. So, if Hampton scores a touchdown here, that one's toast. The other one I did good in my fantasy league because I had Baker Mayfield, who had a good game, and Abuka. All right, third down. They really got to keep him out of the end zone if they're going to have any chance of winning this game. But so some of the interesting games this weekend, I mean, the Cowboys. Let me flip this to the next one real quick so we can see this. The Cowboys had 3,506 entries selected in the Circa Survivor contest last week, and they needed that 64-yarder just to go to overtime and ended up winning that game. If that game would have ended in a tie, if nobody would have scored in overtime, that's a loss in the Survivor contest. Oh, fourth down. Nice. 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 Raiders defense shows backbone and does not give the touchdown. It's 4th and goal from the 2. And I don't think Harbaugh's going to go for it. I think he's going to kick the field goal. They had 3 tries at the touchdown, and they couldn't get it in from the 1-yard line. The big loser in Survivor was the Steelers. Yeah, they're kicking it. Block that kick. Block that kick. Oh, juggled the process there, the holder, but he got it up, and it's good. And we are. It is now 20-6. So, the Raiders got to score on this drive. I mean, touchdown, get the ball back, touchdown. All of a sudden, it's a tie game. There's plenty of time left. It's only the third quarter, but they've got to score like on this drive, a touchdown. They can't even settle for field goals anymore. The next big loser in Survivor was the Vikings on that Sunday night game when the Falcons, they really just, did their work. Their red zone offense is atrocious, though. 5 field goals with the first-time kicker. The first-time field goal kicker. 5 field goals, man. You got to start scoring touchdowns with this offensive line and those running backs, Algier and Bijan Robinson, man. I'll tell you what, though, Kyle Pitts looks good. They're getting him the ball. But they got to score touchdowns, man. You're not going to win games in the NFL kicking field goals. The only reason why they did well is because, and they lost A.J. Terrell, their top corner. It's because they were going up against a rookie quarterback, and Raheem Morris had a good game plan, where at least in the first half they were confusing him by changing from zone looks to man looks, and moving guys around at pre-snap and post-snap. When Terrell went down, that's when they had to switch it up, and they weren't doing exotic blitzes and stuff. They had to start just rushing 4. They still were getting. I think they had 6 sacks in that game, so really good. I was very happy with the results. We got the Panthers this week, so the Falcons should be 2-1 hopefully after this week 3 game. I mean, Panthers gave Arizona all the business, though. That was a game that everybody was sweating. The Cardinals were the top pick in the Survivor with over 5,000 entries. and they almost lost that game had Carolina scored at the end, but they ended up covering the spread in the Circa Millions contest. It was, uh, I want to say, yeah, it was a full 7. Carolina was getting a full 7 points, right? Yeah, right here. Yeah, they got the full 7, so that was a winner. If you were willing to back, and of course I was a coward when I knew it was a good spot. You know, I backed Carolina week 1, but they lost a bunch of offensive linemen. They are not going to do good this week. I am not looking forward to their game this weekend. They are playing against the 49ers. Or no, who am I looking at? Or the Panthers. I mean, sorry, they're playing against the Falcons, which is great for me. Our pass rush should be able to get after Bryce Young. The line's moving. It was opened at +1.5. It's all the way up to 5, 4.5, 5, +5.5 in some places. So, yeah, they're seeing it that the defense isn't very good and their offensive line injuries are going to. The one strength that this team had was the ability to run the ball and pass protect, and they've lost it. Yeah. Although I only use the Falcons very sparingly, if not at all, during the Circa Millions. Whenever I have a very good feeling that they're going to win the game, I might use them. This would probably be the first time I ever. Whoa. This would probably be the first time I ever used them twice in one season, since maybe back when I first started. Because normally I don't like to pick them, but they've got. I don't see them losing this game against the Panthers. And if they're not going to lose, then they should cover the spread. The Panthers will get some love because they covered the spread and looked good trying to in that comeback against Arizona. But Arizona lost some players to injury during that game, and that certainly had something to do with it. Oh, there we go. Austin Genty making guys miss. That was a hell of a run for 5 yards. He ran like 25 to get 5. Let's take a look at this. Oops, wrong one. Right now, this week, right now, the line's coming up. I mean, Thursday, I don't use those games, and that's a ridiculous line. I know the Bills normally win by margin, but this is also a Dolphins team that can score. Their defense is not good, but they can score points fast. This Browns defense isn't half bad. The Packers have looked really good. Their defense is good. If you look at this, I know the spread was the point spread or the total was really low. Yeah, 42.5 for that. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that game. I would have to go with the Browns because everybody's loving on the Packers right now. And obviously the Browns got beat up by Baltimore, but I was on Baltimore. I laid the 11.5. That was one of my Circa picks that I won, and Baltimore's the best team in the NFL. I don't care that they lost to Buffalo. They shouldn't have lost to Buffalo. And if you watch that game, Buffalo needed every fluky play and tip pass and penalty and anything you can think of to break their way just to come back and win that game by a point at home. So, on the first game of the season. So, Baltimore's only going to get better as long as they stay healthy. And to this point, they're actually going to get guys back, like Isaiah Likely, to make this team better if they can stay healthy on both sides of the ball. Their new kicker looks good. So, I don't think the Browns are that bad. And I think their defense could keep this within the number. Again, no one's going 17-0, and it's always these fluky spots when a team you don't think is going to win pulls off of C.J. Stroud's back there. They don't have much of a running game. I mean, the Chubb touchdown, I think the Bucks let them score. Geno scrambling. He got some positive yards on first down. I think the Jags are the better team here. Although the Texans' defense is so good. I don't think they're going to start 0-3. I'd probably take the Texans. Another low-scoring game, 43.5 total. Take them on the money line. You're getting even money or a little bit of plus money for the Texans. Don't even take the 1.5. Ooh, Geno. Genti. Okay. Chop down. 4-yard game. Where's Brock Bowers, man? I haven't heard his name since he caught one pass in the first quarter. Bengals and Vikings, boy. What a disappointing game this has turned into now that we've lost both of our star quarterbacks. Bengals are getting +3. I think that's an overreaction. All right, you still got Jamar Chase. You still got T. Higgins. You still got Brown. Browning's, oh, watch it, Geno. Oh, there we go, and there's Bowers. Nice, right on cue. First down. Shoestring catch. What a catch. I need him to have a big game. I'm losing here. Let me see. We can see it here. Yeah, 113 to 126, and this guy's got Amari Hampton. So I need Brock Bowers to score some touchdowns. But Bengals Vikings +3 on the Bengals, I would take that. The Vikings are they lost players during that game to the Falcons, like key players. They were already down key players. They lost some more guys along their offensive line. And that's going to be a big factor. And now you're putting Carson Wentz. I can't stand Carson Wentz. You're giving me plus money against Carson Wentz. I will take it. Thank you. Take it with a smile. Get the 3 while you can. As a matter of fact, this is probably a bet I'm going to be making very soon. Because get the +3 while you can before it goes down to +2.5. And look at the total, 41.5. That's one of the lowest ones of the week. No way. No way. Bengals are winning that game. Uh-oh. Back shoulder. I missed it. Next up, Falcons at the Panthers. Again, Panthers just lost a bunch of pieces along their offensive line. I don't think they're going to be very good. I'd like to see it lower. I hate 5. It's like this, dead number kind of, but it's not. Panthers covered last week. Total at 43.5. Penix looked good, man. Like I said, if the Falcons can start turning those field goals into touchdowns, I know they weren't really getting into the red zone against the Vikings, but that's a much better defense than the Panthers. They've played 2 good defenses so far, the Bucks and the Vikings. So going up against the Panthers, I just think the Falcons are a much better team. They'll win by at least 7 points, but I'd love to get it down lower. I doubt it's going to get lower. It's probably only going to go up. Got to watch to see where the bets are going on that one and see which way the wind's blowing with the sharps, with the big bettors. Steelers and Patriots. This is like a playoff rivalry from the Tom Brady era. Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown, when those guys would meet in the playoffs every year. Now you got Vrabel versus Tomlin. Vrabel was on those teams and Tomlin was the coach. +1.5 on the Steelers. Look, it depends on. It's all over. -1. So the Steelers, it's flipping. Something like ESPN bet still saying +1.5 for the Steelers. So you're getting money on both sides. I mean, the Patriots just beat up on a bad Miami team. Steelers lost to Uh, Seahawks, they looked good against the Jets. I'm not sold on Drake May. I'm not a I love Vrabel. I think he's going to be great, but I don't know if this team has got if it's got it just yet. Tomlin, I don't know. I like him in this situation here. I like the Steelers' defense to rebound from that loss last week on the road. They're going to rally. TJ Watt's going to get all up on Drake May. I'll take the Steelers in this one. Money line, you're seeing some minor. I would take the money line if I was betting this, though. Don't even lay the points. Just take them to win. Pay the juice. 115 instead of minus 110. I mean, it's showing minus 105, but it's mostly usually going to be minus 110. I would lay the minus 115 with the Steelers and not have any points, just in case. You know the Steelers don't win by margin. They could potentially win the game by 1 point, and then you're kicking yourself for not wanting to lay the extra $10 or whatever. Give me the Steelers. That one might make the card. I like that. I like that them coming off a loss against a Patriots team that just beat up on a very dysfunctional Miami Dolphins team. And I was flipping a coin on that one, like Patriots or Dolphins, because I didn't want to give up on the Patriots from week one, because I had them in week one. They lost to the Raiders, and I was like, no, I don't want to give up on them because I know they're going to be good. Vrabel's going to have this team playing well in a rebound spot. But playing in Miami with that weather down there, I thought it was going to be more of a factor. But the dysfunction of the Dolphins team reared its ugly head, and the Patriots were able to get that victory. But I'm still on the Steelers. Rams and Eagles. Rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. The game in the snow. That was an awesome game. When Saquon Barkley broke off that long run, he started slapping himself on the head. Great game. I loved that game. Because it wasn't snowing in the beginning. Then it started snowing as the game went on and started building up on the field. It just makes for such great television. I got the big 65-inch TV here in the living room and in the lounge. And yeah, it just looked really good with the sound on, and everything was awesome. Put the question out there. Will the Vikings trade for Kirk Cousins? I wonder. I mean, Carson Wentz, he had that 1 year where he he was going to be MVP if he didn't get hurt. Uh-oh. Free play. Scrambling, throwing it long. Oh, no, nothing. Down on the ground, but it's going to be false start on the defense anyway, so you might as well throw it up. This is going to be a great game, though. Rams plus 3.5 against the Eagles. I'm taking the Rams in the points. I think they win this game. I think McVay gets it right. Yeah. Plus 3.5, man. In Philly, that crowd's going to be loud. They're going to be motivated. The Rams' defense is good. I mean, they handled business last weekend. The other day, Sunday. Oop, nice catch. Spin. Putting them in the spin cycle. Raiders are inside the 20, man. If they score here, 14 minutes left to go in this game. They're back in this game. They score a touchdown here. They're back in this game. It's a one-score game with, you know, let's call it 11 minutes left. If it's 13 and a half, the clock's running right now. You got to punch it in, though, Gino. No stupid throws over the middle. Stupid throw over the middle. He sailed that one. Oh, it's wide open if he just fired it in there. Damn, Gino. Raiders and Commanders. Now Jalen Daniels. Jaden Daniels is banged up and has a sprained knee and may miss time. There's another star quarterback that's hurt. Like, man. All of a sudden, the Cowboys are, they're 1-1 after that immaculate win that they got, the ridiculous win they got. Completely improbable win that they got. The NFC East could be wide open. Oh, watch it, Gino. Holding. It's coming back. Gino taking a big shot, trying to get the first down, and that one's coming back. Holding. Drive killer, man. Drive killer. Because they've got to score a touchdown here. You can't settle for a field goal with 12 and a half minutes to go. 29, be down by 11. You're down by a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal. You need two more scores. Gino's not a little guy either. He lowered that shoulder, but for nothing. Jets and Bucks. Bucks are 2-0. Both victories in the last second. Justin Fields, another quarterback, is in concussion protocol, so he's probably not going to play this week. I think, who is it? Zach Wilson or somebody is their backup quarterback? I don't even know who the backup quarterback of the Jets is right now. Like, oh my goodness. Daniel Carlson. I got him on a field goal on my fantasy team. Another field goal is good for me, but man, Pete. Yeah, it's 4th and 12. They're getting the full 7 at some places. The Jets are. I don't know which way to go with this one. The Jets defense isn't bad, but when their offense, they couldn't get a first down. They were 0 for 11 on third down conversions. So every time they got the ball back, they just had to go right. The defense had to go right back out there. You could see they were gassed when James Cook broke off that long touchdown run. The guys were like running at half speed because they were just completely gassed. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion one way or the other on this one. I would take the under because I expect both defenses to come ready to play. Colts and Titans. Colts. So lucky. So lucky. Lutz makes that field goal. I don't think they win that game. Without the penalty, they obviously don't win that game. What's this spread if they don't win that game? They're 1-1. The Titans are 0-2. They've covered one and failed to cover one. Um, I would take the Titans. Their defense is good, and Cam Ward's not looking terrible. I'm not buying. I'm not drinking the Kool Aid. This is the adjustment week. This is the week when the glass slipper comes off and the carriage turns back into a pumpkin, and the horses turn into mice, and Daniel Jones stops looking like Cinderella and starts looking like the poor pauper. Don't fall for it. Remember when the Saints, I think it was last year with Derek Carr, might have been, yeah, it was Derek Carr right off the bat, came out firing. They scored like 44 points like the first two games. Everybody was calling them the greatest team. They're gonna run the table, and they're gonna make the playoffs and blah blah blah, and then they fell right back down to earth because that's just what happens. That's what's gonna happen here, and the Titans are gonna get their first victory of the season. They're gonna win at home, outright, as a dog, home dog. I'm calling it. Take the money line. You can get it at plus 160 or better. But let me see what we got here. I think, yeah, 160 because there's the badge. 160 is about the best you're going to find it. ESPN bet. Even still, 150s. Take the Titans money line. They're going to win this game. Their defense is going to cause turnovers. The Colts are vulnerable. They're getting way too much hype. I know Shane Steichen's got them playing well. And Lou Anarumo's got their defense playing well, but they've been very fortunate to be 2-0. I mean, they beat up on a bad Miami Dolphins team that just didn't look like they even wanted to be there, and got really lucky in beating the Broncos. They lost, I think Patrick Surtain went down. I mean, all these factors that led to the Colts winning that game. Missed field goals, penalties at the worst time. So, Titans money line. This one might make the card for Circa as well. I've got two so far. Steelers and Titans. Saints and Seahawks. Saints getting plus 7.5. I would take the Saints in the points. They've played well. They've played close games. They're just barely losing. I don't like betting on Spencer Rattler, but when it's Spencer Rattler going up against Sam Darnold, and I got to check the injury report, make sure the Saints didn't lose any guys. But if they've still got Olave, they've still got Cooks and Kamara, and their defense hasn't lost any pieces. Yeah, the Seahawks defense isn't all that great. Rattler and the Saints offense will be able to move the ball. It's early game in Seattle, so the weather should be nice. The crowd will be into it, but so what? Saints are used to that. Give me the Saints and the points with a real chance of winning this game outright. Again, nobody's going 17-0. The Seattle was just in Pittsburgh, just won that game in Pittsburgh. Now they're flying back home. They're happy. They got their first win of the year after that tough loss to the 49ers. Saints will keep it close, have a chance to win this game, could win this game. Give me the points with the Saints. 41.5 for the total. It's going to be a close game. Broncos and Chargers. Chargers are looking good. Got to check the injury report for the Broncos, but Chargers at home, I'd take LA right now. Bo Nix is still a little erratic. I wasn't impressed with the run game, their receivers, and if Surtain's injured, we've got to check the other injuries on the Broncos defense. Chargers lost Khalil Mack. It looks like he's going to be out. He has his arm in a sling. Doesn't look good. He's probably done for a while. Najee Harris. Ooh. It's gotta hurt when those offensive linemen like come running in and hit the pile to push the running back forward. Like they're bashing the running back right in the back. It can't feel good. But minus the 2.5, I'm taking LA at home because they're home. And I think Harbaugh will have them ready. The Broncos' pass rush was like non-existent. They didn't even get after Daniel Jones, and if they couldn't get past the Colts offensive line, nope, he got it, broke the tackle, got it. If they couldn't get past the Colts offensive line, they're probably not going to get past the Chargers offensive line to get to Herbert, so he'll pick them apart. They went after Surtain, and he gave up some receptions. Afternoon game. That's afternoon game too. Cowboys and Bears. Wow. Cowboys coming off of that big victory. Chicago got their asses kicked by Detroit. You know, it's got to really be a real morale killer. Look at this. Najee Harris again with a reception out of the backfield. Gets a first down. Raiders got to get the ball back. They can't let LA just chew up the clock because they kicked that field goal. They need 2 scores. I mean, I know they got Carlson, so if they score a touchdown and get the ball back, they can try a 60-plus yarder, but got to get the ball back first and keep them from scoring. Oh, he tried to do a little deke fake. Little duck and fake. And they're going to call, what is that, illegal man downfield maybe? I don't know about this game, man, because the Bears obviously look terrible, but nobody's that bad. Their defense is good. And the Detroit Lions are just that good on offense. And the Cowboys put up a bunch of points, but a lot of it was in that fourth quarter against the Giants. Okay, so they picked up the flag. There was a eligible man downfield. They picked it up. I don't know about this one. You'd almost have to say Bears, but you got to say who's going to win this game. Probably the Bears. But Dak and that offense can move the ball. They can't run. They can throw it, though. 50 points is the total. Look, we got all these 41s and 43s, and now this one's 50. 50 and a half. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Raiders need a stop here. They need a negative play. False start. Something. Bringing the pressure. And they gets it out quick to McConkey. And it's still 3rd down. 3rd and 1. They got to stop them. They're just chewing the clock up. Arizona and San Francisco. Now, this is an interesting situation because I went with the 49ers in Mac Jones' first game as a backup quarterback because teams often play, the injured player theory that they play better, because they're trying to pick up the team because of the injury to their key guy, Brock Purdy. Oh, that should have been an interception. Wow, I can't believe he actually dropped that. Herbert on 3rd and 1 danced around forever back there, threw the ball, and it went right through the hands of the Raiders linebacker, Pratt. Man, he had yards to run. If he catches that, he's gone. If Najee Harris doesn't tackle him, he is gone. Wow. Game changer. But this game now with the 49ers and the Cardinals, this is the letdown game for the 49ers. Whoa, fumble. Oh, and the Raiders stop them. Nice. They tried to get cute and do like a uh like a running back or wide receiver jet motion handoff on the snap, and it came right out of his hands, bounced 5 yards backwards, and the Raiders tackled him. Shut him down on fourth down. They got the ball at the 40 whatever it is yard line, basically midfield. So wow, what a ridiculous call. Time to get tuned up here in the lounge while we enjoy the last of this game. Arizona got it done again. Almost gave up the game though to the Panthers. They had every opportunity to score that touchdown at the end of the game. The defense just really collapsed, and the offense wasn't moving the ball. But the spread's 1.5. 49ers are at home. Shanahan is always losing at home. We'll have to check the injury report too and see who made it through the game for the 49ers, because who with their injury history this year and last year, man, you never know who might be playing week to week. So we'll have to check on that one. But I just think this might be the letdown week for the 49ers. And the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, his elusiveness, James Connors, these guys are division rivals. They play against each other. They know each other. Mac Jones played well, but not great. But this will be his second week practicing. I'm going 49ers. I'm laying it with the fighting Mac Joneses 2 weeks in a row. I don't think this will make the card. It could. I got to do a much deeper dive into I got to watch the game film and still go through the stats and the box scores and everything, but I would take the 49ers because they're at home. Then we got the Chiefs and the Giants. The battle of the 0-2 teams. They didn't expect that one when they scheduled this. But the Chiefs got one of the more difficult schedules. I mean, it's not like they're losing to some cupcakes. They had to play some pretty good teams. I mean, they played the defending Super Bowl champions, and they played the Chargers, who are about to be 2-0 if they can keep this going. If they can finish this game out. But Raiders are moving the ball. 2nd and 2 at the 30, call it the 35 of the Chargers. Come on, Geno. Oh, he overthrew him. He was so lucky that didn't get picked off. So lucky. Chiefs and Giants. I watched the end of that Giants game because it was like played later in, and the games that were over, it came on because it wasn't in my 4 box. And man, what a finish to that game. I was tweeting about the Survivor because of how many people. Here we go. How many people were on the Cowboys, and how it would have been. I mean, that would have been 1/5 of the contest entries, basically 3,000 plus out of 18,000. 1/6, whatever. I mean, just them alone. There's been over 1,000. It's 1,100 79. So, oh, tip pass. They're going to kick another field goal. 2nd and 10. But the Chiefs taking on the Giants in MetLife. And it's 5.5. It's again this dead zone number of 5. 5.5. Which ends up being something because these field goal kickers are dunking them off the uprights on extra points and missing field goals they should be making. And making field goals that are like historically long. Uh-oh, here we go. 2nd and 10. Geno's got the ball. Jumps it off to Genti, who gets cut down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing. Actually, they lost yards. They lost 5 yards on that play. Yeesh. They're definitely kicking a field goal. Man, who was that? Myers, man, he whiffed on the block. I don't know, man. I'd got to go with the Chiefs, but you never want to lay that many points with the Chiefs because the Chiefs don't win by margin. Interception. Geno, interception in the red zone. Smith. All the time. That's why I don't like betting on him. He's fugazi. He is great from their own 20-yard line until they get to the red zone of the opposing team. And he turns into a very bad quarterback. He just puts the ball in harm's way all the time. He did it at Seattle, and he's doing it now. Oh, they needed that field goal at least to make it an 8-point game. Geno. I don't know. I don't think I'll have anything to do with this game just because I'm lost in a world of 2-0-2 teams and this funky number of 5.5 with a Chiefs team I know does not cover spreads, but I don't think they're losing to the Giants either. So, I'll be leaving that one alone. 44.5 is the total. It's the Sunday night. No, it's Sunday afternoon game. Right? Yeah. Or no, it is the Sunday night game. This is the standalone Sunday night game, so I definitely won't put it in my card. Just because I know a lot of people will be wanting the Chiefs. It's going to be a popular side in the contest. They're going to fade the Giants. Everybody, no way Patrick Mahomes is going 0-3. This would be a contest play spot right here to take the Giants. But I'm not in that kind of a situation right now. I'm only at 4-6. I'm right at middle of the pack, right around 2. My position is like 2,000 something, 2,200 out of the 5,600 entries. So just need another strong, winning, positive week. We should have been 4-1, but we still finished 3-2. So we're not going to sweat it. But this Chiefs team is going to be popular, and it's a Sunday night game, so people are going to watch it at home, which means they're going to want to put it on their card. The primetime games almost, except for Thursday, almost always get big numbers just because people know they're going to sit and watch the game, and why not add it to your card? It's a pick one team or the other, 50-50, you know. Lions at the Ravens are the Monday night game. It's one game this week, or for week 3. We got 2, which was nice. Except for Raiders are getting their butts kicked when... Yeah, Geno. Another turnover. 5th game with 3 interceptions. I wish they could put up the stat of how many how many red zone interceptions he's thrown. But back to the Lions and Ravens. Last time the Ravens played the Lions in Baltimore, they kicked the shit out of them. They beat them down. I remember them sacking Jared Goff all over the place. It was not pretty. This is a primetime game, and I'm sure the Lions are going to get a lot of love after beating up on Chicago. Nice play. They're going to get a lot of love. And the Ravens, they are the best team right now, I believe, from top to bottom, all three units. Are probably going to be popular too because of them covering the 11.5 last week. I mean, I thought it was going to be 35-17. It was 41-17. They had that defensive return touchdown that added an extra touchdown, but dropped it. 4th down. Raiders are going to get the ball back. Geno's going to have another shot. See? If they kick the field goal, because that it would have been 4th down, they would have kicked the field goal. They would have had an opportunity to just go down and score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game. Fucking Geno, man. He's got to score from outside the red zone. But I would take Baltimore in this game. I would lay it. I know Detroit's... I'm not going to take either side in the contest, though, just because I know it's going to be a popular game. And it's a game I want to watch. But I think the Ravens are going to beat them up. They played Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland held Derrick Henry in check because I have him on my fantasy team, and he scored 2.3 points. He did not do squat, but they didn't really need him to. He, between the defense and the turnovers and Cleveland's offense not really being able to do anything, I don't think they wanted to beat him up, but Cleveland's defense is good. Lions' defense is okay too, and their offense is really good. This is a tough one. This is not that same team that the Ravens beat up on a couple of years ago. Total is 51.5. It seems high. Just because both teams scored scored over 40, both games over 40, and or at least 40, and the Lions scored 53 points against Chicago last week or last Sunday. It seems high though. I think the defenses are going to come to play in this game, and both teams are going to be like jabbing at each other in the beginning. They're going to be setting each other up for the big shot plays later on in the second half. But I would probably have to take the Ravens. Everybody's going to want to take the points with the Lions. I haven't 100% written it off. Again, I have to look into these games a little bit deeper. I'm just really looking at the more updated lines right now during the late night show here on YouTube. But I like 2 games, like I said. I haven't written this one off yet. I've been in these contests since they started, the Circa Millions. I've been in the Super Contest, but I haven't been in it recently. I need to. They don't have a guaranteed prize pool, but they also don't have nearly as many entries, so you have a much more better chance. And their lines are not exactly the same as Circa's. There's usually a few games that are different just to make it so they're not exactly the same. So there can be some differences if you pick the same lineups from one contest to another with the way some of these numbers fall. But I like 2 games. I haven't written off the Ravens. I like going with hot teams. Like if a team won for me last week, I'm going to stick with them until they don't, because people like to get off the horse, and it's like, well, why? You know, they just showed me that they can kick somebody's ass, that they're willing to, you know, put the throttle down and put 40 points on the board for the second week in a row. Why would I not want to at least consider that team again? Why would I immediately say, no, I got to get away from them because they did so good? You know, I mean, last year, the Lions, for example, I had them and I won 2 weeks in a row, and I stopped betting them, and I think they covered like 6 or 7 games in a row. You know, once you get off the train, you can't get back on, because that's when they lose. So you know, the Ravens aren't out of the picture. 49ers aren't out of the picture. That's a weird game. I like the Chargers. I like the Titans in this one. We got to see what's going on with the injuries here. Rams plus 3.5. This is going to be a good game. I don't think I'll put it on the card just because this could very easily go either way. I like the Steelers here. This is on the card. This is in the top 5 right now of games I might use. We'll see what we think about this, but the Falcons could get played 2 weeks in a row, which is unprecedented. I like the Bengals here getting the points against Minnesota and Carson Wentz. I mean, I know Minnesota's, and Aaron Jones is out too. I think they said he hurt his hamstring. So, yeah, guys, there's a lot. I got to check the injury reports, but I don't think the quarterback for the Browns is that terrible of a quarterback that they need to change the line that drastically. The Texans defense is going to get it done for them. They're going to win their first game of the year. And I don't know about this one. And obviously the Thursday night game, I don't use this one. I don't want to mess with this anyway. Because the Bills win by margin when they win. Historically, they win by double digits, actually. But the Dolphins can score points fast. So they could backdoor you for sure. And I'm not putting my other picks in anyway. Uh-oh. Big sack by the Chargers. Geno on 4th down. Mm. So it's look. Oh, fumble! Oh, just like that, the Raiders get the ball back. Oh my goodness! Just when you think it's over. Just when you think it's over. They fumbled the ball on the transition, on the handoff. The rookie. Good. Deduct some points from him. And the Raiders need to throw a touchdown to Brock Bowers. Max Crosby forced to fumble. What do we have here? The Raiders were the contrarian pick, but not by much. So either way, this is going to be the different. These two games right here were the batted down. These are the difference between a winning and losing week, and going 3-2. You know, you have 18 weeks, potential for 90 points. Like, you need to go have positive weeks every week, especially right now. I need to go 5-0 the next 2 weeks just to be close to where I would like to be, which is 15 points. That's impossible. I can only reach 14 right now, and that's if I go 5-0 back-to-back weeks. So really need to put the time in on my 5 selections this week. There's like 12 people right now that are sitting at 9-1. Not there's nobody that's at 10-0, and no one that's gonna be 10-0. There's no one that had the opportunity to. So my record still stands. I started the contest, and when I won the first quarter prize, I started the contest out 15-0, and went 18-2, and I went 3-2 the fourth week, and four other entries caught up with me. So we split the total prize pool for first, second, and third place was $250,000. So we split it 5 ways, $50,000 a piece, which was cool. I got the big check in the back room there. I need a new one. I need a new big check. That one's old. I need to update the decor. It won't be the first quarter though. No, whoa, come on, Gino, don't fall. Throw it. What are you doing, Gino? It's 4th and 5, man. Throw it to somebody. Just heave that bitch up. Yeah, guy's open. The tight end's open. He threw it out of bounds on 4th down. No, I'm tripping. I forgot to add the field goal. Mm. Well, it was 282 Chargers entries. Only one person put it on the Raiders. So what's that? 282. What is it? 1,460 something, like 1,461 entries have been eliminated this week. Whittling it down, man. By week 10 or so, not even, you'll be like there'll be like 500 people left out of the 18,000 plus that started. And you still have 10 weeks to go. Those people, the people who make it that deep into it, either they're very fortunate, some of them, but the majority of them like have real. They've plotted out the entire season. They have all these, grids and everything that they know their matrix of what they're gonna do, and like what happens here and there. Now I know these injuries to all these quarterbacks got to be throwing some wrenches in your system because you got the 2 holiday games, the Thanksgiving 4 games, and then the Christmas games that you have to choose a team and then choose again on Sunday. So you're figuring you got to pick like Thursday or Friday a team, and then you have to pick another team on Sunday, and you have to use one of those teams in the holiday games. So you have to save them. You have to save somebody out of those teams, and you prefer to have more than one option, because who knows what's happening with these injuries. That's why it pays so much. $18.5 million to the winners or winner. But I mean, you're gonna whoever wins it, the people who do it, will be millionaires for sure. There's usually no more than 10, from 18,000 down to almost single digits usually. And I got eliminated week 1. If I would have been in it, I wasn't actually in it, but I was picking a team, And I got eliminated week 1. Najee Harris gets the first down, slides. Oh, there's a flag stopping the clock. It would have been the 2-minute warning. What's the flag for? Taunting? The hell they do? That flag came out like way late. Yeah. Careful. Herbert Herbert coming up a little gimpy after sliding on that little bootleg run. Tore his pants, ripped his armband off, sliding. And this kid play baseball? But so it looks like the Chargers are going to win the game. The Raiders will add one more to the 1,000. So it'll be 1,180 eliminations in week 2. This game's over. But there is one more bit of news, and that is with the Grandissimo, the 69 entries of $100,000 apiece, winner take all, $6.9 million prize, had the first elimination in week 2. One person had the Steelers, and that person was eliminated. So they are down to 68 entries. This is a winner takes all $100,000 buy-in. So a lot, as you can tell, a lot of these groups or a lot of these entries are choosing the same teams. They have the same plan. This person went outside and went with the Steelers, and they are down. But yeah, $100,000 buy-in, Survivor contest, winner takes all. That is something. I was shocked. I thought maybe they would get like 20, 25 entries, and they got 69 entries. That's a hell of a payday. I wonder if they get down to like 5 entries if they start talking about chopping it. We'll see. We'll be covering it all season long, so I wonder. We'll find out. Yep, $100,000 gone in week 2. Yep. Are they gonna try to score? Well, it's 3rd and 6. I guess they got to at least try to get a first down. Yeah, they ran the ball. Harris gets the first down, and they'll kneel it out, and that's game. Chargers are going to cover the 3.5. They're going to cover the 3.5. And I like them next week against the Broncos. That is the game, folks. So again, we finished this week 3-2, 4-6 on the season, 4-6 in the first quarter. We can pretty much guarantee we're not going to cash the first quarter prize, but that's not the point. That's a bonus. Our thing is to stay positive, keep getting winning weeks. Keep getting winning weeks, positive weeks, and get those elusive 5-0s, 4-1, and eventually we'll be in the money. 60 points is the goal. 60 points is the goal. But all right, join me on Thursday during the Thursday night football game as we will be watching the Buffalo Bills take on the Miami Dolphins, and talking about the week 3 circle lines that are released, and along with some college football bets and whatever lines we like on the other stuff. But thank you for joining me here at Late Night in the Lounge on Dead Money Sports. Again, the final score: Chargers 20, Raiders 9, and we are out of here. Join me next time.